here. I'm the host, John Levingston, aka the Honey Badger, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business, as well as some other things. There's a lot of baloney and malarkey going on in the media. CNN, Fox News, RVbusiness.com. It just seems like we're in an era of information that is only 20% accurate or is blown out of proportion to satisfy a political or economical gain. And it's sad because the biggest problem with media, and this includes RVbusiness.com and other branded content for the outdoor industry, is that content is bought and paid for by billion-dollar corporations. Okay? And this is where I talk about Liz Amazing a lot. Like, Liz Amazing is a necessity in our industry, and she's well paid and well deserved. Is because even though she talks all the negativity, it's a counterbalance to all of the fuckery that goes on. Okay? Just flat out. I mean, that's how the debauchery is unreal. And I'll give you an example. So I was reading RVbusiness.com, and I know Chris Cook, okay? I don't know him personally, but I know him. And he's going back to Encore RV as a national sales manager. That was the big story of today. Nothing about how winter has affected parts. Nothing about how shipments slowed down because of the big winter storm. Nothing about maybe any losses or any kind of accidents. Nothing about how warranty claims are coming along. Nothing. It's all about acquisitions and mergers and Chris Cook becoming Encore RV, and it's nothing against Chris at all. I'm not saying anything against him. But it's all about just nothing but RV political bullshit. And it just reminds me too much of the way MSNBC and Fox News and CNN and ABC all have just decided, let's go side with a political party or a corner of a political party, and let's make all the... Like, you could have one story and get 19 different versions of that story depending on who it benefits and who it attacks. And it's become that bad in the outdoor community. Like, here's a great example. Truck Camper Magazine. It has become a propaganda machine for RV manufacturers. It's not what it once was. So I'm talking to a guy yesterday, and he's a big viewer of Truck Camper Magazine. And he was telling me, oh, they say to add 500 pounds to the weight of a truck camper, and that's its actual weight because of all the stuff inside. No, that's not true. It's not. And I read the article. That's not true. A lot of truck camper manufacturers stamp a base weight on the camper. Scout by Adventure. I love selling their product. Great product. But when they tell you in the brochure it's 938 pound Yoho camper, that doesn't include the legs, that doesn't include the heater, that doesn't include the stove. By the time it's all said and done, it's probably closer to 1,100 pounds. So it's just mind-boggling that a camper magazine has become so politically correct when it comes to the RV manufacturers, rather than being a factual information packet that's independent. Okay. And what I did was I did a simple, I'm going to do a simple Google right here while we're doing this. Okay. So, I put ones. Gordon White. Okay. Gordon and Angela White. Now let's Google them. So we're going to Google them and go. So they owned literally an RV dealership, according to this. And the first 5 things that pop up when you put Gordon White RV manufacturer is adventure campers. So you know someone backdoor in the truck camper manufacturing side has gotten a hold of them and made them politically correct. So how the question really remains, how can we trust the information coming out of the media? We can't. And it doesn't matter if it's the RV industry, the outdoor industry, the washer dryers, Walmart, Target, AI. How can we believe anybody when the media in all facets are all a bunch of con artists trying to make a buck? Let's face it. You know, I thank God. I don't know what stops me. I don't know what prevents me from going to the dark side or going to the extreme light side. I don't know what stops me. I don't know what stops me from doing that because the money is so attractive. If I stopped talking shit about the RV manufacturers and was just nice and hippie and jumped up and down and shaked my butt and everything's perfect, everything's great, I'd probably be making, $200-300 grand a year on YouTube. If I was Liz Amazing and started just bashing every manufacturer, quit working in sales, quit working at the dealership, and just did nothing but go online and bitch and gripe about how crappy everything is, I'd probably make 50 grand a month too. I don't know what stops me from doing that. I mean, it hasn't stopped Fox News from doing it. It hasn't stopped CNN or MSNBC from selling their souls for cash. So I don't know what stops me from doing it. I guess I was hoping that maybe, and I think other guys like me, some of the RV techs that are out there that have YouTube channels and TikToks, I think a lot of us feel like maybe if we have the moral ethics and the moral high ground, maybe one day the consumers will reward us. But that's bullshit, because that's not going to happen, because I just see nothing but AI channels talking negative crap about the RV industry, and they get 1 million views a day. You know how hard it is to sit there and see a channel like RV Heads that's an all AI channel, and it got, in a video it released yesterday, got 572,000 views. That's $15,000. And all it is a bunch of lies about the RV industry. That's all it is, bunch of lies. I watched the whole video. It's nothing but bullshit. But over 500,000 people watched it, because it has a title and a thumbnail. The thumbnail shows Fox News, RV industry going into toilet. Clickbait. And just, I get tired of seeing that. Well, I got a guy here, like there's no tomorrow, okay, who's talking about replacing a power management system in his Alliance paradigm, and he barely gets 920 views, and it's an excellent video. Excellent video. 920 views. Great thumbnail. Great. I mean, it's a little longer than it should be, but he has some great information in there. I learned something about Victron power systems and why some people have gone to Blue Eddy RV5. I learned a lot from that video. 920 views. But the guy who taught the AI channel talked shit about the RV industry, over 500,000 in 2 days. It's frustrating. Very frustrating. And then we have another Camping World influencer that gets 439 views telling everybody this Class B motorhome is the most perfect thing in God's green earth. It gets ridiculous. It really does. Like, you can't, you just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just frustrated that the information just doesn't go anywhere. I talk about RV trade-ins and how to work it out. Doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't get anything. Doesn't get any views. It's information that's actually helpful to people and nobody gives a shit. It's crazy. Just nuts. Show went okay. It was shocking how many people recognized me at the show. That was the probably most shocking part of the show, was the people that it was compared to other shows I've been at. Like, every day there was 4 to 5 people that would walk up to me, and that's probably the reason why I keep doing it. That's probably the biggest reason why I keep doing it. The biggest reason why I keep doing it is because probably 100+ people walked up to me over 10 days and thanked me. A lot of you were very nervous to talk to me. I saw a couple of the guys at the show were telling me, hey, we just don't know if we should approach him or not. He looks like he's working really hard. And I think I got probably 2 dozen or 3 dozen of people I know at the show that work at the show that were like, hey, some people actually recognized you and want to say hi. And I'm like, anybody can say hi? Of course, the whole thing is, you're really different in person than you are, on the video. I'm like, well, yeah. When I'm on the video, I'm talking the whole time. When I'm at a show, I listen 5 times more than I talk. Because that's what I'm supposed to do at a show or in a sales atmosphere, is listen. But it is what it is. I don't know why I'm so frustrated today. Yeah, it was decent. Did some we got mostly some orders. Sold a used Winnebago trailer. Starcraft, sold a nice used fifth wheel toy hauler, finishing up an order on an Intech Magnolia, taking Airstream on consignment. My gal Sheena, she got a nice little Regency consignment. That was really nice. Sold an Evo, so we did okay. Not as good as we wanted to, but we did okay. We did all right. Just frustrated. I don't know what's got me all in a twist. I have no idea. Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just exhausted. I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't even know what it really is about. You know, everybody's in such a, one thing that was brought up to me at the show by several people was that I'm not even on anybody's top 100 list of RV channels to watch. That was something somebody brought up to me. They're like, you've been at it since July of 2021, and you are yet to be on a top 100 list. I'm like, well, that's crazy. No, I think well, Black Book's always been a little higher than JD Power or NATA, and every bank and every state uses a different book. Sometimes I don't know if I feel kicked by the industry. I think I feel I think I feel kicked by, like, the other day I finally found a center of YouTube. Maybe my most frustrating thing is I found this niche on YouTube with one of my channels that was doing pretty good, that actually paid a bunch of bills and a bunch of debt off. And I thought, man, if I could just keep that going even at 50% speed, then it wouldn't matter what I do with anything else. I could just keep doing what I do. And YouTube like cut that down to like, oh yeah, we're not going to pay that type of content anymore like we used to. It's just crazy. I don't know. I went on JD Power today and booked out some stuff I'm trying to get on consignment. And it just looks normal to me. It looks like it's looked for years before COVID. It looks the same. A 7-year-old travel trailer, 8-year-old travel trailer is worth 10, 11 grand. I don't care what brand it is. No, I feel like the van conversion, I feel like segments of the RV industry is in a lull. Not all of it. If you're selling travel trailers that are fiberglass sided with aluminum framing, and you're selling it for less than 40 grand, you're really busy. If you're selling any bunkhouse travel trailer under $30,000, you're busy. If you're selling Class A gas or Super C diesel, you're really busy. I think if you're selling diesel pushers that are 36 to 40 foot, you're really busy. I think the lull is in the shit I've been talking about, is in a lull, which is luxury fifth wheels. So if you're not over $190,000 selling price, you're slow. If you're over the $80,000 mark, you're slow. So like it would not shock me if Brinkley, Montana, Solitude, Forest River, Cedar Creek, Jayco Pinnacle all have really down years. It would not shock me if Brinkley's fifth wheel market share goes to shit. Not because of the product, but because of the price point. When you look at Grand Design Reflections for the most part are under $70,000. You have some that are like in the mid $55,000 range, some in the low $60,000 range. But the ones I saw, even with the California freight, was still under 70 grand. And they were selling like hotcakes. The Forest River Impressions selling well. Forest River Sabres selling well. Keystone Cougar half-ton series, selling well. Forest River Flagstaff and Rockwood fifth wheel, selling well. This is all stuff that you can sell under 80 grand. The Forest River Columbus, or Palomino Columbus, however you want to call it, selling well. Your Forest River Riverstones that are full body paint, fully loaded, selling well. Mobile suites over 200 grand, selling well. But van conversion motorhomes, like Class B motorhomes, are in the tank. They overbuilt. They overbuilt a niche market because it was a fad for a while. Toy haulers are making a comeback. So I don't know about a lull. I think the lull is the product, because like I can't keep certain truck campers on the lot. Any of my truck campers I can sell for under $30,000 won't just, they just don't stay on the lot. Echo didn't fare well anywhere. Last year, Winnebago at this show that I just got out of sold 22 Class B motorhomes, including the Echoes. This year they did 8. But Integra Class A gas, they sold, I think, 17. And I think they sold another 19 Class C motorhomes. They sold 36 traditional motorhomes. And I think they sold maybe 12 or 15 vans total. That is the complete opposite of last year. Complete opposite. Hello, India. So the van, again, segments are doing well. Traditional segments are doing very, very well. And again, you can't blame Brinkley if Brinkley slows down. If Brinkley's market share gets cut down in half, like I think a lot of the manufacturers, including Cedar Creek and Grand Design Solitude, I think all of them are going to go to shit. Okay? I can't blame Brinkley in that respect directly. They do have a partial blame to play in it. And it has nothing to do with them or their quality. It has to do with they listen to the consumer and put on this shit suspension that costs an arm and a leg and price themselves out of the market. See, if you go to no boundaries, the dealer was selling them for $1,500 over invoice and couldn't make one deal. Not one fucking deal came from our pod or no boundaries with the beast mode package. Not one. Because people were not willing to pay the $6,000 more to have the off suspension on it. See, I think that if Brinkley and Grand Design and some of the Forest River brands didn't offer the suspension on the fifth wheel on the lot, but offered it as a by factory order only package, I think they would do better. Because then you're only going to have a certain amount of people that are going to go, yeah, I want that suspension. They see the value in spending more money on the suspension. A lot of people will bitch and gripe, I want quality, I want this, but I don't want to pay for it. So I think, and I've been saying this for years now, ever since I came out with the Beast Mode package on Ibex, No Boundaries, and R-Pod with Forest River. Don't put it on the lot with it. Instead, offer it as an option. Well, that means we can't sell as many to the dealer right away. Well, who cares? You're going to have what? 5% of people that buy an Ibex or No Boundaries and R-Pod want the suspension? keep the price down on the lot, and offer it as an option on factory direct order. Or the dealer should get smart and offer their own package like the Roadmaster package. You know, if I was sitting at Grand Design right now, I would tell all Grand Design, do not put any off-road suspension on anything. Ship it as is, and we'll tell the customer, hey, we'll take one to each show. So we'll take one with the suspension down to Tampa, one to Northern California. It'll be a demo. It'll be a Solitude or a Momentum demo. And then you can pitch the suspension and you tell them the truth. It's going to be $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 more. And most people are going to go, oh, I'm not spending 10 grand on suspension. Okay, great. That gives the dealer the opportunity to go, hey, look, I got this Roadmaster kit that'll do something similar that is perfectly covered under Lippert's warranty. And it'll be, $5 grand or $7 grand or whatever the case may be. Let people decide. Because I'm sorry, I know it sounds funky. But before all that off-road suspension crap was going on, it was all straight axle and leaf spring for so many years. And there wasn't that many problems. Everybody over-exaggerated and overbuilt their stuff and overpriced their stuff because of what happened to Grand Design and frame failure, frame flex. A knee-jerk reaction, which instead of making it an option for those folks and creating retail orders to create a better flow of system for the dealer and the manufacturer, they want to shove all this suspension crap down everybody's throat. And then everybody looks, goes, wow, $215,000 for a 20-foot van? I'd rather have the Class A motorhome that has no independent suspension for 169 grand. I think just the RV buyer has come back to earth and common sense about what a reality is for the RV industry and what the reality is for RV manufacturing. I think that's what's really going on. But I digress. Oh. Haven't been proven wrong on that yet. You know, I remember when I did the video on the whole thing, and RPod decided to get rid of the Beast Mode package and go with the RPod Classic, and all of a sudden RPod sold again. A shitty Lippert axle with, small little tires, but you could sell it for $19,995 instead of $32,995. People bought them left and right. Because price sells before quality. That's why the Coleman 17B absolutely destroys everything else, because it's cheap. It's a $12,995 retail trailer, plus all Camping World's BS fees. But so do you think that Ibex 20 BHS, that's 3.5 times the price, is going to outsell the Coleman 17B? I don't think so. Well, it's not just that. It's like we used to do a spring, or I can't remember what it was. We did a kit for people that wanted a better suspension ride on the Workhorse chassis. I think 1 out of 50 customers wanted to pay for it. At Giant RV in California, Frankie Baruti, he does a bunch of TikToks. Okay? I love Frankie. But Frankie needs to stop BSing people that multiple people are buying all this owl crap and putting them on their Echoes. It's 3 guys, because I've seen the VIN number in every single video, and all 3 videos and all 3 units are the same ones on 22 videos. It's not 22 customers. So that's the problem But I like what Frankie's doing because Frankie has the right idea. So Frankie Baruti at Giant RV has the right idea. Offer the buy them cheap, sell them cheap, offer the packages aftermarket. Because you're only getting, let's say that Giant RV sells 25 Echoes this year, and those are only 3 that take the package. How many people would have not bought an Echo or a Winnebago Mini Winnie or whatever the product is if the price was astronomical and they couldn't justify it? That's the problem. You know, you have to justify. It's just like with some of these knuckleheads that think they're going to escape sales tax by buying in another state. I love those idiots. You know, I love people that go and listen to other idiots. Let's listen to an idiot because I want to rob the state of Nevada. I want to rob the state of Arizona. I don't want to give my Governor Newsom any of my money. I don't want to give Ron DeSantis any money. So I'm going to try to trick the system. And you get caught almost all the time. Oh, yeah. And the Coleman 17B is the biggest piece of monkey crap on God's green earth. It's the worst built trailer in the industry. And they sell 10,000+ of them a year. 10,000. That's 5%. I'm sorry, that's 3.5% of the total RV market is one floor plan, one trailer. 3.5%. That's bigger than the van, diesel, tag axle diesel, and truck camper market combined. One trailer, one floor plan. 3.5% of the entire RV market. So does quality matter? No. Price matters. That's all that matters. If you guys really cared about quality, you go spend the money on something else. But then again, how many out of 10,000 Coleman 17Bs, how many of them do you think are lemon lawed? 100? 70? How many of them are traded in within a year? 2 years? 3 years? Half? Because they go to something bigger? That's what it's all about. And if anybody thinks otherwise, they're out of their mind. Yeah, contrary to popular belief, I do want Brinkley to succeed. But Brinkley will not succeed as long as Mr. in his car is running the plant. Mr. calling me a blowhard. Mr. calling Greg Carson a crybaby or whatever he called him. Because, again, I don't care if your seal leaks. That'll get better over time, hopefully, or you'll just change it. I don't care. I've already erased all the bull crap and baloney and malarkey about Brinkley and their percentages. I've already put that to bed. But they're still a pretty good damn fifth wheel and trailer. They're just overpriced. And now they're severely overpriced because of all this suspension crap. You know, and again, I don't blame them 100% on it. I give them maybe 10 or 15% of the blame because the dealer should have stepped in and told Brinkley, don't do that. Offer it as an option. Offer it as a package that you can buy at the show. You know? There you go. Well, you can lemon law RVs in the place you purchase it at. So if you purchase in California, you're protected by California lemon law, not Indiana. See, the biggest mistake people make, and I just did a podcast episode about this that I'm launching here in a few minutes. It's going to piss people off. That if you go buy in Ohio, Indiana, or Michigan, you're screwed if you got a lemon. But see, that's the reason why the prices are so cheap in Indiana, and that's the only reason why those dealers survive. They pay no shipping cost. There you go. Yeah. You can buy for a 26-foot Flagstaff or Rockwood trailer, which is possibly better overall built than the Brinkley. You can buy that for 40 grand. 20 grand less. You know, you could buy a 26-foot Grand Design Imagine for probably 40 grand. They are overpriced. They've been overpriced for a while. They look good, and they do a great job with the interior space and interior design. I mean, you guys see that a lot of manufacturers have copycatted them already on a lot of stuff. You know, they're a good unit. They're just overpriced for what they are. That's all. You know, that was my biggest complaint about Brinkley originally, and then, you know, El Capitan in his car decided he wanted to start a war with me, which didn't make any sense. I don't understand that. You know, this is what I really want to say. I mean, I know he personally probably hates my guts. I've heard rumors that he hates my guts. But Don Clark, I gave Don Clark so much shit for 2 years when he was head of Grand Design. Now he's Winnebago Towables, which pretty much the same thing. But even Don Clark was wise enough not to start a war. And I think the whole Grand Design team kind of realizes that I'm not against them. I'm not their biggest fans, but I'm not against them. I mean, you got to give them credit where credit's due. Oh, you're trying to downsize? Yeah. I mean, it depends on what floor plan you want. If you're going to downsize, I would downsize into something like Intech RV if you got the budget. You could do a Horizon, Dusk, Eclipse, depending on how many you need to sleep. You could go Grand Design. I know it's stick and tin, but Grand Design Transcend has made some pretty cool single axle trailers. Oh, dual axle. Oh, you're screwed. You're limited. Dual axle, you just limited yourself. There's not a whole lot. Most are going to be the same. Most of your 22 foots are going to be the same size as your 267 dual axle. The best thing you could do is go back to a 26 foot, like a Flagstaff 25 FKB, or like an East to West Alta 221 RB. Those are all 26 foot trailers. Winnebago, yeah, you could do the Thrive. The Thrive has an 18 FB, but it's 26 feet. It's not 22. It's 25 feet 4 inches, or 25 feet 5 inches. If you want pure 22 foot tip to tip trailer, there's only like 1 or 2 quality ones that have a slide and dual axle. It's very, very hard to find. Most of your 22 foots with a dual axle are all 25 to 26 feet tip to tip. The Thrive was okay. I filmed a couple of them. I haven't released them yet, but I still have like 30 videos I got to release on the channel. I'm going to try to release them all next week. But yeah, the Thrive was okay. I think it's overpriced for what it is, but it looks nice. I mean, they do a good job. I would probably take a Grand Design Imagine over it. That's one of the few. Yep. That 22 ml or 18 ml, that's one of the rare ones that actually has that 22 foot in total length. Grand Design, or not Grand Design, a Cruiser RV Shadow Cruiser 19 FBS is 22 feet and tandem axle. It's just all the same floor plan. It's either a elongated kitchen with a corner and a corner bath, or it's a big bathroom in the back with a slide with a dinette and a Murphy bed. So it's just tough to find that in that size with a slide. If you didn't need the slide, there's the Keystone, Springdale, the Grand Design Transcend, and the Forest River Salem 201 RDs. Yeah, it's all rear bath. It's all 22 foot. Total length is all rear bath. The Imagine makes one. Shadow Cruiser makes one. Cougar makes one. It's one floor plan. Well, 1.5. If you get the elongated, I think Ember makes it. Everybody makes the same one. You don't get multiple. You don't get multiple floor plans. You get one, basically 1.5. You know, so good luck. That's hard. That's very, very tough. Single axle, you got a bunch of floor plans. Dual axle, you get 1.5 to choose from. That's true. So you want to stay away from the elongated kitchen. So you want to stay away from the Imagine one and the Ember one. Because Ember and Imagine don't have the big bathroom. They have the smaller bathroom. So you want to stick to something like Keystone Passport, Keystone Bullet, Forest River, E-Pro, GeoPro, Rockwood Flagstaff. Grant, I think that Winnebago Thrive. It's basically that Winnebago Thrive floor plan is what you're looking for. The one with the big bathroom in the back and the slide out that has a couch and a bed up front. You'll either get the dinette slide or the couch slide. And then the front is either a solid queen or a Murphy bed. God, getting more and more gray every day. Holy crap. Oh my God. My hair's almost going white. Wow. Almost time for a haircut. Jesus. No. No, not at all. The only thing I hated about COVID units was they were incomplete. See what? If I told the real story about COVID units, everybody get bored. Now, the short version of the very long story is, if everybody remembers, there was shortages of everything from toilet paper to water, all kinds of stuff. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. The problem with COVID, and one reason why Cherokee, the Forest River Division of Cherokee hates my guts sometimes, is because they would ship crap out of that Oregon plant without an air conditioner, without a furnace, it's just like you shipped them incomplete. And then what would happen is they would ship a unit. Let's say they had one completed unit and an AC burnt out on a thing. We'd have to rip off the AC of something in stock and replace it. It's just, that's why I hate it. That's the only thing I hated about COVID, was we were robbing parts off of existing inventory just to handle warranty. I mean, it was crazy. So do I think they were worse built? No. Do I think they're better built today? Yes. Do I think they're better built than stuff that was from 06, 08, 09? Oh yeah. Still to this day. I have a 2006 Weekend Warrior. That's what I live in. That is the biggest piece of monkey crap on God's green earth, but it was considered top of the world back in its day. But compare my '06. So I'll put it this way. I would take a Brinkley fifth wheel toy hauler that has leaking water intrusion into it because of the stupid experimental seal they use, over my Weekend Warrior any day of the week. Because that Brinkley, outside of their little experimental seal bull crap, is better put together than my Weekend Warrior ever was. I would take a Coleman 17B, which is the cheapest piece of junk you can buy in the market, over my Weekend Warrior. Because that Coleman is actually better put together than my Weekend Warrior. And the reason why people say older units hold up better is if they were taken care of. Okay? It was a different person that owned their rigs 20 years ago. 20 years ago, people took care of their shit. Not everybody, but a lot of people. 20 to 25 years ago, they used real wood face cabinets, none of this crap peeling laminated shit. So a lot of people, when it came to quality, they talk about the old stuff being quality because of real wood cabinetry. Yeah, I mean, it's better put together. That's because technology got better. Now, are the cabinets in my Weekend Warrior better than the Coleman? Yeah, because they're real wood. But that doesn't mean the entire coach was better. Like if you go look, my Weekend Warrior has been separating. The walls have been separating from each other. It's just a fact of life. You know, what happens is this. If you find somebody that takes good care of their stuff, then it will always look like older stuff is built better. My grandfather bought a 2005 Road Trek motorhome 21 years ago. When he sold it in 2021, it looked better than most stuff on the lot because my grandfather took good care of it. But my grandfather spent $400 to $4,500 a year in maintenance on the thing. My grandfather was meticulous. He spent 80 grand on the van. That's how much they were back in the day. And then probably spent another $40,000 to $50,000 over 15 years maintaining it and taking care of it. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it. I have to fix I'll fix it, but it's a pain. It's a pain in the ass. You know, it takes time, it takes money, it takes tools, it takes effort. You know, but you know, my grandfather's Road Trek motorhome, everybody licked the paint off it and said, oh, it was better built than any Road Trek from 2019 or 20. I'm like, no, it's not better built. My grandfather just took good care of it. You know, I mean, I got, you know, there are products that are worse. Lance is far worse today than it was before COVID. Lance campers, Lance travel trailers are all garbage compared to what they used to be. But that's because Rev Group went in and ruined it. Okay, Tiffin did not go all the way downhill because Bob Tiffin sold it. Has it lost some of its luster and lost some of its quality? Sure. Is it better built today, a Tiffin by Thor, than a 05 Tiffin? Absolutely. Windsors are nice. But see, you probably took good care of it. Yeah, I mean, you probably see it's up to how you take care of some of the older stuff. Older trucks are not necessarily better than newer trucks, but if you have a good older truck that was well taken care of and broke in properly, yeah, of course it's going to run better than some of this computerized crap. But if you didn't take good care of it, then the technology and the new stuff's way better off. See, that's where people misfire on that whole debate, that whole argument. That whole debate is way off because nobody wants to admit that it's how you maintain things. There you go. $6,000 a year to upkeep a Class A Windsor motorhome. There you go. Now imagine the people didn't spend any money. Oh, I'll just do it myself. Think theirs was better built? It's junk. You know how many motorhomes I've had to wholesale because they're junk? I mean, 1999, 2000, 2001 diesel pushers that are in the freaking scrapyard because they're junk. I just recently watched a 2003 Beaver, and Beaver was considered top of the line. It's in the junkyard. Just saw a 1997 Prevost in the junkyard. So, yeah, it's not better built. It's just who maintained it. So, anyway, I'm getting tired and sleepy. Oh, I still gotta do it. Oh. All right, guys. I'm going to bed. Have a good night.